10 RX from Lexus. Pursue the moment.
Imagine paying for every breath you take. PAH is a disease that slowly strangles you to death. An expensive cocktail of drugs can keep patients with progressive PAH alive. But earlier this year, the Ontario government said it would no longer cover the life-saving cocktail. Bonnie Cameron, for one, couldn't pay. Last month, on her 32nd birthday, she took her last breath. Cindy Waters-Goodman has PAH, and she's fighting to keep her drug cocktail covered. She joins me now. Cindy, tell us, how has this disease changed your life? What effect has it had on you?
Prior to being diagnosed, I was very active in my community, very active in my church. I'm a mom, as well as I was a foster mom, and I was just go, go, go all the time. And then I was diagnosed, and I had a quick development of negative reactions and such to the drugs, where it wasn't working the way it should have, or what me and my doctor had hoped for.
What does it do to you physically? I mean, what difference? How does it change what you can do or what you did do?
I can't lift up my kids much anymore or swing them around like most moms could do. I can't run in the park. I can't go on rides with the kids. I cannot walk up a flight of stairs. I cannot complete laundry. At the time when I was in my really bad point, I couldn't stand in the kitchen and make dinner. I was fainting all the time.
You have a shortness of breath where you just can't take that breath, and then you have that lack of energy.
Exactly. And fatigue, unbelievable fatigue.
What was that doing to you as you saw your life changing?
I knew I was coming, or at least I thought I was coming to my end, you know, because things were happening so fast and developed so quickly. And I was scared, nervous, and worried about what the future was going to hold. And I knew that there was you know, a course that I had to go through with my doctor, and I knew that possibly transplant was going to be part of that course. And trying to weigh out everything was just really scary.
So the one thing that came along that has given you some sort of comfort has been this drug cocktail that is helping you. How does it change? What effect has it had on you?
Well, I'm on two different drugs, an oral drug and an IV infused drug, 24/7. And once that started, not immediately, but probably about 3 to 6 months in, all of a sudden I realized I could walk up the stairs pretty much unassisted. I could do activities in the bathroom on my own without needing help. I was able to sit and play a little bit with my daughter, Barbies. I wasn't fainting anymore. I was getting some quality of life back.
Started getting your life back, I imagine, which would be great. But there's a catch, and there's always a catch to this, is that comes at a price tag to be able to pay for this. And the drugs cost, what is it, about $100,000 a year? Is that what it is?
The IV medication I'm on is approximately $100,000 a year for me.
Wow, that's incredible. And that's the problem.
Not completely.
In the eyes of the Ontario government, at least, that there is some concern about, A, the costs, and I guess, two, the idea of whether they're going to be funding this sort of combination of the drugs.
The combination, yes.
Now, the downside to this, of course, is that you've seen, and you'd heard the story of Bonnie Cameron. Now, she's someone who was living the same thing you had been living, and then the Ontario government decided they would no longer fund this cocktail. And
one of her oral drugs.
Yeah,
yes.
And the effect on her was traumatic. She died recently.
She did, a few weeks back.
What did you think when you heard about this? How did what the impact on you?
Deep down, I didn't think the Ontario government was going to let anyone actually die by taking away a medication. I figured that they would just keep renewing the drug year after year, provided that they had the doctor's support. And to find out that Bonnie actually died, it just made me feel that I was going to be next. You know, I'm on the list to be cut funding for. I was given a reprieve for a year, which ends in May.
You're on a short new lease in life, but it is short. What happens if they cut off the financing?
My backup plan will be I'll move to a province that will allow combination therapy, that will allow my doctor to make the best decision for me.
That's plan B?
Yes.
You could not afford this otherwise?
Not $100,000 a year, no.
How do you feel about the fact that you're in this precarious position? Maybe we'll extend it, maybe we won't.
Unsettling. Unsettling.
Unsettling seems to be an understatement.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, is that it? Or does it go deeper than that? Are you being a nice Canadian, polite person
I guess I am.
right now?
Yes, I am. Yeah. I'm angry. You know, I'm upset. It's made. Normally, I've always been this kind of rock kind of person, and very together, and now I just don't know what I'm doing or where I'm coming from. And whenever I go to try to plan and everything, I keep thinking, well, am I going to be here? Am I not going to be here? Am I going to be at another province? My youngest child, she's understands it to a degree, and all she looks at it as the government's making me move away from my friends. Right? So she has a grasp on it too, so I'm upset for her. I'm upset for my older daughter. You know, it's just, I can't believe that the Ontario government is doing this. They're not allowing my doctor, who's the PH go-to guy in North America, to make the decision for me. And since I've been on this combination therapy, my life isn't perfect. However, my quality has come back, and I know it's because of these 2 drugs, you know, and I'm alive, and I'm so happy to be alive, and I want to stay alive, but I want to stay alive in Ontario, you know.
Okay, well, then that doesn't seem to be asking too much. This is a story we're going to follow. Cindy, thank you for telling us about it, and we'll continue to keep tabs on where this goes next. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, one of the reasons why Ontario refuses to fund combination therapy is a lack of supporting medical research. And Dr. Sanjay Mehta is one of the few doctors who treat people with PAH disease, and he says